Hello and welcome to PlayStationGrenade. Another month approaches and with it comes more of those brand new games. June is historically a month with few releases due to everyone looking forward to E3, but there are a handful of games that deserve your attention. Here are 8 new games coming in June 2019. Without a doubt, the biggest game of the month is Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, a kart racer which, dare I say it, is actually worthy enough to rival Mario Kart. I know, strong words indeed. Back in 1999, the original Naughty Dog game showed us what the cast of Crash Bandicoot do with their time off. Over the years, multiple developers iterated upon CTR and now, 20 years later, everything has been perfected. Race against your friends and family with fast-paced arcade action, with varied pickups to turn last place into first place. There are 2 versions of the game, the base game and the Nitrous Oxide edition, which adds extra character skins, themes, avatars, and early access to Nitrous Oxide's character. But don't be fooled into thinking he's unavailable in the base game. He's there, he's completely unlockable, and come on, the main reason to grind through the adventure mode is to unlock that exact character with your own blood, sweat and tears, and the occasional destroyed controller too. Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled releases on June 21st on PS4, Xbox One and Switch, costing about a third less than a typical AAA title, so about $20, €20, £20 less than you'd usually pay. Are you a fan of isometric role-playing games like Baldur's Gate or Diablo? Well, there's a new game to grab your attention, Warhammer Chaos Bane. Damn, that's a good title. Warhammer video games are usually turn-based strategy affairs, but this time, the lore and mythology of Warhammer is fully realised in ARPG glory. The fantasy world and many of its iconic locations can be found within Chaos Bane, such as Prague or Nuln. How you get to these is another question though, allowing for straight-up hack-and-slash button-pressing madness or a more considered approach of character focus on skills and abilities. There are 4 character classes to choose from, each with unique traits. Warhammer Chaos Bane may just be the RPG you're looking for, releasing on June the 1st on PS4, Xbox One and the PC. The Elder Scrolls Online has quietly been building an astronomically huge open world, consistently evolving and growing. The DLCs and updates continue to drop in the Season of the Dragon, and this time it's Elsweyr. My personal highlight is the new class, the Necromancer. I'm legitimately downloading the game again after trying to give it up before this update, to take the power of the undead and bend it to your whims. Oh yes, get me involved in that. Just in case this seems a little out of the blue, The Elder Scrolls Online is an MMORPG, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. If you've played Skyrim, imagine that with dozens upon dozens of other people. It's been up and running since about 2014, so in those 5 years, it has changed a great deal and definitely improved, so if you do own it, it might be time to have another look now. Well, back to the DLC Elsweyr. Well, elsewhere in Elsweyr, we will be fighting dragons again, but don't expect for these to be fusrodared into oblivion. To take down one of these beasts, you'll need friends, because teamwork makes the dream work. Elsweyr also gives you an insight into the world of the Khajiit, you know, those big pussycat people. But just don't say that to their faces. The Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr drops on June 4th on PS4, Xbox One and PC. June is a time where we begin to see those annual sports titles pop up yet again, starting with racing games. This month, F1 2019 and MotoGP 19 want your attention. Both have received huge updates, MotoGP in particular. After a stuttering last few years, MotoGP 19 adds all new AI, so don't expect your opponents to be as easy to beat this time around. Historical challenges are also here, allowing us to play as our heroes from yesteryear, reliving their accomplishments. F1 2019, on the other hand, has introduced yet more retro and historic vehicles to their rosters, but it also looks and feels so much more like the TV spectacle, which really sets this apart from other racing games. The replays, the commentary, just the overall visuals have continued to improve and add to the immersion. And on top of that, the career mode is said to have even more depth and customization. I'm not sure what that actually means, but it does sound good. MotoGP is the first to release on June the 6th, with F1 2019 crashing into stores on June 28th. Both games release on PS4, Xbox One and PC, with MotoGP having a Switch edition too. There's a strange phenomenon which sees great games completely missed by some regions in the world. For example, God of War doesn't sell very well in Japan. Weird, isn't it? Well, that works both ways. In the West, one of the greatest game series of the last 15 years is missed by many, the Yakuza series. Well, that series has a spin-off dropping this month, Judgment, which is an exclusive PS4 title. Judgment is a third-person action-adventure title set in the Japanese criminal underworld. We will play as a private detective who attempts to understand a serial killer, leaving clues after each murder. The fighting remains the main crossover from the Yakuza series, with multiple fighting styles to beat 10 bells of out of anyone who looks at you funny. This is a whole new story. Although set in the world of Yakuza, it does not require any previous game knowledge. Be careful though, this could be the one game which makes you love Yakuza, and there are 15 games in that series so far, just waiting to take up your time. Judgment has many perfect scores over in Japan. Let's see what happens when it hits our shores exclusively on PS4 on June 25th. Let's look at a horror game, The Sinking City. Set in a small fishing village in the 1920s, we follow yet another private investigator as he looks into the visions of people who visit this town. This is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. If you didn't study him at school, then know that he wrote horror fiction, inventing grotesque and downright disgusting beasts. Probably the most well-known is the Cthulhu, like a dragon octopus thing. It's hard to explain, you need to see it. Expect to see all kinds of Lovecraftian abominations in The Sinking City, which tries to merge old Silent Hill games with the more modern approach of Outlast to scare you into submission. Expect to be unsure what is real and what's an hallucination. The Sinking City hits shelves on June 27th on PS4, PC and Xbox One. Back in 1993, there was a game which was as big as Street Fighter. Its name was Samurai Shodown. Over the next 15 years, it slowly drifted away, but after a 10-year hiatus, it's back. Acting as a reboot to the series, 2019 Samurai Shodown is all about weapon-based one-on-one action and feels a great deal like modern Street Fighter games while keeping what made it unique in the 90s arcades. It looks stunning, amazing, and if you're old or you have a great respect for gaming history, seeing Samurai Shodown back again is a welcome sight indeed. The story takes us through what happened between the original title and Shodown 5, but once again, you do not need prior knowledge. Even the most dedicated fan has forgotten what happened 26 years ago. Oh my word, I feel old. Anyway, there we have it, my 8 picks for the month of June 2019. What floats your boat? I'm gonna give Elder Scrolls Online another go and maybe jump back into Crash Team Racing. But what about you? I'd love to know your thoughts, so chuck them in the comments below. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a bloody pleasure. I'll see you next time.